Have you ever wondered if there's a moral compass for nations at war, a set of principles guiding when and how a country should engage in conflict? When examining the Vietnam War, just war principles offered a critical framework for ethical and moral evaluation, highlighting significant questions about the conflict's legitimacy and conduct. These ancient philosophical and theological criteria provided a lens through which scholars, ethicists, and the public could scrutinize the United States' involvement and military actions. The core mechanism behind applying just war theory to Vietnam lies in its two main components: jus ad bellum, meaning right to war, and jus in bello, meaning right conduct in war. Jus ad bellum assesses whether going to war is justified, looking at factors like just cause, legitimate authority, and last resort. Jus in bello scrutinizes the actions taken during wartime, focusing on proportionality and discrimination. The Vietnam War prompted intense debate on both fronts, as many questioned if the intervention met the high bar for a just cause and if the methods employed were ethically sound. Applying these principles means analyzing specific events and policy decisions through an ethical framework. For jus ad bellum, consider the Gulf of Tonkin incident and the subsequent resolution, asking if they constituted a just cause for large-scale military escalation. For jus in bello, one might examine the use of napalm or Agent Orange, or incidents like the My Lai massacre, and question their proportionality and discrimination against non-combatants. This analytical approach encourages a deeper understanding beyond purely political or military strategy. A fascinating aspect often overlooked is the internal dissent among military leaders and policymakers who themselves grappled with these ethical questions, sometimes citing concerns aligned with just war principles. For instance, some strategists quietly worried about the lack of clear objectives and the open-ended nature of the conflict, which resonates with the jus ad bellum principle of a reasonable hope of success. Furthermore, the evolving rules of engagement were constantly challenged by those on the ground who felt the conflict often blurred the lines of legitimate military action, directly touching upon jus in bello considerations. Ultimately, the relationship between just war principles and the Vietnam War reveals how ethical frameworks are not just abstract concepts, but powerful tools for historical analysis and moral reckoning. Understanding these principles allows us to critically evaluate past conflicts, appreciate the moral dilemmas faced by decision-makers and soldiers, and consider the enduring ethical responsibilities inherent in the use of military force, fostering a more informed perspective on international relations.
If this history moves you, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.